Vatican City is a country.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
it won't be pretty soon. The shit's going underwater.
That's Venice.
Yeah, you're you're
What the fuck?
you're confused
With
with
Vatican?
the Vatican.
Yeah, just like how New York
I
is on
wish
top
it-
of a mountain. Yeah.
I wish they both went underwater. I can't say that. Sorry, Catholics.
I'm offended. This episode of Furry Frequencies is brought to you by water. Stop being a thirsty hoe and drink some water, you bitch!
Hello, world. What's up, you stupid motherfuckers? Welcome to the Furry Frequencies. I'm your gracious host, Sharky, along with my co-hosts, Lifty and Sylox. Introduce yourselves.
Way to go! You insulted our listeners, like
Couldn't fucking think of anything.
like our listener base can't get any smaller.
I mean, people actually listen to us?
You'd be surprised. Apparently, they do.
You would be very surprised.
By the way, hey guys, I actually have a decent mic this time, so I don't sound weird.
Yay!
Thank God.
Yeah.
Welcome to the conversation.
I
I
feel
mean, I
happy.
can actually hear you now.
You can, which is a bad thing.
Yes, listeners, you can actually hear Sylox now without having to turn up your volume just to
Yes, you
hear
can.
him. And then having to turn it all the way down for my parts and then turn it back up for his parts. Because I know you.
Up and down.
I know that
up
was
and down.
very annoying for our listeners. We have heard your complaints and we have fixed them.
Oh, people complain about that?
Well, not publicly
Oh.
or privately. More like in imaginary land, yeah.
Are you high? Imaginary land.
Where am I
If you
gonna-
don't get on with the August Sucks segment, I'm gonna slap you through this mic.
Where am I going to get weed at this time of night?
I know some people who work for the cops who can get you some weed.
Okay, let's talk about how fucking August sucks, shall we?
Yeah, please. Yeah, go
A
ahead.
lot of shit has been going down. We got the end of BronyCon, the Baltimore
Yay.
ego fucking imploded, and we have Arlo.
Well, with the Baltimore Eagle, it's more like the same shit that brought it down the first time, just propped back up. Thank you, Parish family, because you're a bunch of cunts. Bunch of transphobic cunts who killed a great gay bar in the middle of Baltimore that for a long time has been the centerpiece of Baltimore's gay community. Good job, you transphobic cunts.
But the gays are scary.
Wait, they run a gay bar, but they're an LGBT bar, but they're transphobic.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I've heard.
Uh,
But
don't know.
they're scary because they're doing their own thing.
No. I mean, the crux of the matter boils down to the Parish family wants more control over the Baltimore Eagle, and the people that are running it are the people that are pumping money into it, and they're telling the Parish family either pay up or fuck off. And the Parish family says, no, this is our bar, this is our franchise, you fuck off. Okay, we're going to take all our money with us. And therefore, there's the end of part 2 of the Baltimore Eagle.
I'm not surprised at all. You know, it closed originally because of, I'm guessing, the same thing, internal issues. So I'm not surprised to see it close again for the same reason.
Yeah,
Greed
it's
is
closing
a
for the
bitch.
exact same reason it closed the first time. And this time, it is closed permanently. They're not having any plans to reopen it. Management is moving on. They're going to go find other bars that they can be a part of that are more supportive. And they're just going to let the Parish family, well, sorry for the pun, but they're going to let them perish.
Is that supposed to be ASMR?
No, it's supposed to be a pun.
Oh.
Do you not know the meme? Then perish.
No, because you were like, they're gonna perish, and you were like silent about it. So I'm
Do
thinking,
you not?
It's
Did you
ASMR.
not realize the wordplay that I just Dished. Right there.
Rayquaza. No,
Oh my
I
god!
no, I heard, but Rayquaza. Why would you name a kid that?
Now, do you have actual evidence of someone naming their kid that
For
after a Pokemon?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
find
I
out.
brought up a whole bunch of random names at one time that were stupid.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna look that up
Crystal
now,
Methany.
which is a real
Crystal
person,
Methany.
by the way, which is sad. And she's in jail now.
I mean, with the name of Crystal Methany, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Whoa,
you kind of have your destiny set out for you by then.
Oh, it's a dragon Pokemon. Oh, okay.
Yes. How far?
I don't watch Pokemon. I haven't watched it since I was a kid. I don't keep up with that shit.
I mean, you should at least know a few Pokemon.
I know Lucario because furries want to suck his dick. That's about it.
Yeah, because he's hot.
Uh, what?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I mean, Mewtwo is hot.
Okay.
You want to suck his dick?
I want to. Well, I'm not gonna say what I'd like to do to Mewtwo.
Yeah, especially the one from the Detective Pikachu movie.
God.
Yeah,
Poor
you want to suck
Mewtwo,
his
man.
dick.
He just
He
wants
has
to live
nice
in a
feet,
cave
man.
all alone, and everyone's trying to fuck him.
He had nice feet in that movie.
Yeah, you and your feet.
Jesus Christ. But
Anyway.
no, August sucks. The Eagle is a loss. Luckily for us, there is another Eagle in DC, not owned by the same people, I'm guessing.
No.
That one is still going strong. I know they started up their own little get together called Lobo. I've never been to it. I can only assume that it's good because people talk about it a lot and people keep going to it. But I don't foresee that DC Eagle shutting down anytime soon. So
Yeah.
if you guys love the Eagle, there's one in DC. Fear not.
Yeah. So yeah, the Lobo event is actually DJ'd by Pilot, who we had on our podcast for our 10th episode, and DJ Ultra, as well as other DJs from the local furry scene, and they had their August get together on the 10th. I think they're gonna have another one this month. I don't know, but it's a monthly. It's, as far as I know, it's a monthly thing. And just go over to Pilot on Twitter at ShepButt for more details. He tweets about it all the time, so you can't miss it if you're following him. And check it out if that's your thing. Feel free to attend, and hey, let us know what it's like. We probably might go one day. We just gotta make it work with our schedules. But
Yeah, we do.
Lobo and the DC Eagle have now become like the sole place and event that you can fursuit at a gay club anymore.
Yeah.
With the loss of the Baltimore Eagle, and of course the end also, or the hiatus of Furry Night at Freddy's in Arlington, Lobo is it for the DC furry scene, and hopefully it still goes strong, and what happens at the Baltimore Eagle does not happen at the DC Eagle.
Yeah, because if that goes, then I don't know where people are going for
Well-
their fix.
Well,
for that
people
stuff.
what people need to do is schedule more furry bowling meets, and then we might attract people from all over, like furries from Brazil or Converse representatives.
Crash.
I mean, hey,
If he wants to, that'd be great.
yeah, if you know what, I'm just shouting it out there. If Crash Azrael comes back and he wants to play a round of bowling, I am more than happy to buy his shoes for him, and we'll play a round of bowling.
You're fucking disgusting. Yeah, no, I agree.
Excuse me? I heard that.
What? I said nothing.
You said I'm fucking disgusting.
I didn't say a single thing.
You're all disgusting to me. Fuck you.
Damn it, I can't make snide comments anymore because I have a mic that actually works. Shit.
Yeah.
But also, we also want to touch on
Yeah.
the loss of a a great furry friend in the community. He went by the name of Arlo. We got the news on Thursday that he passed away overnight, and he was a very, very close member of the Philadelphia EMT, and he was also an EMT in real life, of course. But his loss has been felt all throughout the local area, and of course he will be missed. Philadelphia is planning to host a memorial service for Arlo at the con, and for those of you that are coming to Philadelphia, hopefully you can make it to that memorial service and pay respects. Our thoughts go out to the friends of Arlo, family members, and also to the staff of Philadelphia, whom I know are going to be starting off Philadelphia this year without him, which is very, very sad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just happened so suddenly, and nobody expected it.
Oh,
Obviously.
no, absolutely not.
I do know the reason why. I'm not going to say the reason why. I don't feel it's an appropriate time to go to delve into that, into specifics. What I will say is that we as a community, and I don't just mean furries, I mean as people in general, we need to do a better job at taking care of our vulnerable people because
People need to talk.
yeah, because
Talk
what
to each
happened
other. People
to
are actually out here to help. There are people that do want to help.
yeah, and what happened to Arlo shouldn't happen to anybody else. People need to be able to talk to others, be able to look at signs that otherwise before we may not have known what they are, but now we do. And most importantly, we should treat each other nicely, you know? I'm
Yeah.
not saying the guy was bullied or anything like that, but a lot of what causes people to do what happened is stems from people being complete dicks to each other.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a shock to the local community. He was a great guy, from what I've been told, authentic, cared about helping others before he helped themselves. Was a very selfless individual.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he was an EMT, so
Yeah.
he was in his livelihood was in the livelihood of helping people when they were needed help the most. And
yeah.
yeah,
And it's always sad to see someone in the community die. I mean, I don't.
yeah,
You don't even have to know the person.
yeah,
Just hearing
absolutely.
about it is just sad.
Yeah,
Because I think we all known someone in a similar situation. So it never brings back, always brings back bad memories in general.
yeah.
It does.
And then moving on, we did mention Philadelphia. Now, Philadelphia is one of, I think, 6 big conventions.
Well, oh, hold up. You miss.
What was that about?
Really, Lifty? Right in my ear.
What?
You did that right in my ear.
Did what in your ear?
You know what you did, you commie. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying,
Oh my God! No, I am not a communist. Okay, stop it.
well, show us your ass.
I can't show you my ass.
Why not?
Okay.
You just did some blurry sound in my fucking ear as I'm talking. See, I can hear that shit now. I hear that shit crystal clear now.
I
All right?
I didn't
And
hear
it
what you-
hurts.
I heard some crackling coming from your end,
No, that wasn't
right
me.
in my ear.
That wasn't me.
Anyway,
I hold up. Don't skip over me, bitch.
Yeah, anyway, as we ignore Sylox.
What the hell? My voice cracked. No, I was going to talk about BronyCon because
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, go
BronyCon.
ahead.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
past
go
the
ahead.
sadness now. We can actually talk.
hey man, BronyCon is sad. It's ending.
No, it's a happy time. We don't talk about sad things.
Second of all,
at BronyCon.
it's not ending. It ended.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Okay, stop.
I'm a great singer, but BronyCon. Look, folks, I'll be the first to admit I'm not the biggest fan of bronies. Ever since I left that fandom, I've shitted on them. God, that sounds wrong. I've taken a massive dump. That's even worse. Okay, what? I've talked so much crap. There you go about them because they deserve it. They are a group of people who aren't the most tolerant people out there, despite being, all about friendship is magic and all that shit. That said, BronyCon was awesome. All right? Those people know how to put on a show. They know how to party. And from what I was told, the raves were off the hook. Now, not the last night because the last night they had a rock band playing, and I can't mosh.
Do not shit
right?
about Brony Palooza, okay?
I can't mosh to
Is
that
it
music.
because their music, rock music, was terrible?
It was bad. I don't know who that band was.
Oh my god.
It was bad. I walk in there thinking,
Sharky,
okay,
really?
I'm
Sharky?
listen. I'm like, okay, they're gonna play some Eurobeat. I'm a go ham to all that shit. A rock band is playing.
It wasn't even a
What
good
the
one.
fuck? No, it was
like
terrible.
New age millennial amateur shit that wasn't
Yeah.
good at all.
It's worse than Coldplay, which is hard to believe that somebody's worse than Coldplay. But there
Are
you
you
go.
really doing this?
What, shitting on Coldplay? Yes,
No,
I am.
shitting on Brony Palooza. I don't
I'm
care about
not.
fucking Coldplay. Who the fuck is
I used
Coldplay?
to. Are you
They were a
serious?
band that got too famous
You don't
too
know?
fast. And
You don't know who
people didn't
Coldplay
like them.
is? Are you serious?
Oh my god.
Have you remember the song Viva La Vida or whatever it's called? That's a good
I
song.
don't care.
Basically,
I don't
Coldplay
care.
was a band that got too famous too fast, and people got pissed about
I
it.
used to rule the world.
Anyway.
No, I'm not shitting on Brony Palooza. It was a look. BronyCon. This was my first and last BronyCon. It was a great time. I wish I had gone in 2013 when I was still active in the Brony fandom. But
So I don't shit on BronyCon. I just shit in their selection of music.
it was a bad band. Like no shit. Lifty, we're not dissing Brony Palooza. We're just saying the band
music sucked.
selection was suspect.
Was shitty.
His words, not mine.
No. These are yours too. We're in this
Oh
together,
no,
hand in hand.
Lifty, are you okay?
Yeah.
He's like plotting our demise over there.
Not surprising.
He's not too happy.
Just gonna walk in like
But
saying hi to
anyway.
him one day. He's gonna
Look at
shank
that.
me.
Anyway, but no, real quick. It's sad to see Brony Congo. I look any kind of convention. I don't care if it's Furry, Brony, Trekkie, whatever. Anytime a convention ends, it's sad. What's good about this is they went out. They went out on their own terms. They didn't want to linger on, for the next 5 years until nobody came. So it's good that they got out now, and they had a hell of a time doing it. So props to them.
Yeah. So, at the same time that BronyCon has ended, a multitude of furry conventions has begun. August has been
Yeah.
a month that is chock full of furry conventions. Let me
Yes.
just go ahead and just name them because there are a ton. So we first start off with Campfire Tales in Lapine, Oregon, furthest north 2019 in Alberta, Canada, Canference 2019 in Ontario, Canada, Denver 2019 in Denver, Wisconsin Wilderness Campout
That's a
2019.
thing.
You pretty much know where that is. Confertiva 2019 in Mexico City.
What are you looking at? I have the actual list in front of me.
I have the list in front of me too. I'm reading from the list.
Are you on Wikifur? Because they have.
No,
all the thing-
I'm on furrycons.com.
Oh, because.
They have it all arranged for by year
Well, yeah.
for all the ones this year. FutterCon 2019 in Poland, Camp Tiny Paws in Danbury, Connecticut, Megaplex, which just happened this past weekend in Orlando, Southern Paws 2019 in Glasnevin, New Zealand. Wild Prairie Furcon in Winnipeg, Canada.
Manitoba.
Eurofurence in Berlin, Germany. Furrydelphia, King of
Good
Prussia.
lord.
Camp Pharaoh, Algonquin Park, Ontario, Canada. Brazil Fur Fest in Santos, Brazil. Indie FurCon in Indianapolis. Spoke Anthro 2019 in Spokane. And finally, Meffit Fur Meet 2019 in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and Tales of Tornadoes FurCon in Tulsa.
And, oh, you forgot. Anthro East Coast in, what is NS? Oh, Nova Scotia. And Russference
Excuse
in
me, what?
some Russian town I'm not going to
These
pronounce.
are these are actually happening
Yes,
in 2019.
yes. Russference is taking place 2019. It is
Now,
August 28th through September 1st in some Russian town I'm not going to pronounce because I don't speak Russian.
oh, I was gonna say it's like watch Sylox now as he butchers this
Oh,
Russian town's
it's in
name.
Moscow. My bad. Don't laugh. That's a hard word to
You couldn't
pronounce.
say Moscow.
No, sorry, Putin. I'm not saying it.
I'm not Putin.
Okay, you think that.
Do
But
you know
no,
Rish Barsky?
I speak American, so yeah, sorry. It's
Anyway,
America.
that was a very exhaustive list of conventions that are happening just in August. Some at the very end. They're
That's
kind of bleeding into September. But my point still stands that that is a ton of conventions. And now we must ask the question: are there too many conventions? Are there too many furry conventions happening? We had this kind of phenomenon happen again in back in May, where we had like one FurCon every weekend,
That was
one
insane.
big FurCon every weekend.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you compare that with September, which only has like 10, not even 10, less than that. Um, are we at the point where we're reaching oversaturation? I think it depends on who you talk to. From what I've seen with the attendance numbers, overall, at least in the United States, in U.S. FurCons and events, attendance keeps rising if you
Hmm.
average it all out. With the exceptions of, I want to say, Further Confusion and FAU, which are stragglers for obvious reasons. Um, Most furry cons have seen a rise in attendance. I don't think we're at a point where we're oversaturated. I just think some areas have way too many furry events and conventions going on, while others are lacking.
So, what areas do you think are lacking in furry conventions?
The Mountain West and the Midwest. And when I say Midwest, yes, the Midwest and the Mountain West.
Well, see, the Midwest already has one very, very, very big convention,
It does.
and I can we even call it the Midwest if it's like in Chicago?
That is technically the Midwest.
Yeah, technically Midwest, but it's like it's so far removed from the actual Midwest that
It is
it's like
still the Midwest.
it's urban Midwest.
So
It
is
doesn't even feel like the
so is
Midwest.
fucking St. Louis. Are you serious?
St. Louis is an anomaly. I'm sorry. St. Louis is an anomaly in everything.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's right,
well,
St. Louis. You're nothing but weird to the rest of
I'm
us
not
in the
touching
world.
that. Those are some hard work.
St. Louis is an aberration. There we go.
I mean, the Cardinals are shit, but they're yeah, fuck them. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
they're
also, fuck the Blues. We're going to get that cup again someday. Just you wait. And then I want to see you play Gloria when the Caps raise that cup
he
over
said
their heads.
we. Bruh, you're not even a part of the team. Why are you saying we?
Because I'm
He's
all
a fan, and
caps.
fans always think they're a part of the team.
He wishes he was. Lord have mercy.
I'm all caps. Arlington is all caps. We're all caps.
I've been a fan since the Stanley Cup. Yeah, that's how long I've been a fan. That's Lifty right there.
Shut up.
But he's a Yankees fan too.
I'm
No,
not.
yeah. Look at the Midwest when it comes to conventions. They have Anfro, Ohio, Aquatifur, which I've heard mixed stuff about that. Central Plains Fur Meets, Fur Reality, Fur Squared, Furry Migration in glorious Minneapolis, Minnesota. Gateway Fur Meet, Indy Fur Con, Midwest Fur Fest, Motor City Fur Con in the lovely city of Detroit, New Year's Eve Con, where Werkamp? Werkamp? Werkamp.
What?
It's spelled WERE camp. Werkamp. I've
Where
never
camp? Yeah.
Werkamp. Okay. Wisconsin Wilderness Chimp, excuse me, Camp Out. Don't say chimp out, please. Don't do that.
Oh, jeez.
World Wild Fur Camp. Don't say chimp out. Good lord. That's a website. Please don't go to that website, guys. That's a bad website.
What website?
Chimp out. Don't go to that website. I made the mistake. That that's
What's chimp out?
how do I say this? Um
Just say it. Do it.
God, what's that one website? Not 4chan. You know what?
A
You know what B is on
B.
B on
You
4chan?
don't talk about B.
It's like that, but with angry, upset, racist people who hate black
Oh.
people. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't know why I went there. Um, yeah, that was a mistake. I was drunk when that happened. We're gonna forget that though.
Did you yell at a whole bunch of people?
I may have said some things and had an N-word moment. I may have done some things I'm not proud of.
That's good.
I
We
felt
all
good
have
about
those
that.
days where we're just like, fuck you all.
That was me today at work. People trying to scam us for fucking money as usual. So but yeah, the Midwest, I want to say they're lacking a bit compared to the East, Northeast, which God has way too many cons between A&E, Anthrocon, AC FurCon, Camp Tiny Paws, FA United. Furthermore, for Apocalypse, Furry Cruise, Furry Picnic, Furrydelphia, Fuzz Fest. Huh. Wonder who put that up there. Maine, Annual Furry Barbecue, Micro FurCon. Good lord. And Pine FurCon, but that was ended. So I think certain areas are oversaturated. The Midwest and the South don't really have a lot going on compared to the West Coast and the West and Northeast. So
Hmm.
I think we're okay with cons, at least in general. I think the U.S. might be reaching that point where okay, you can slow down a bit. You don't need to have a con every single week of the year. But we're seeing growth in other places like Europe, Africa, Asia, Oceania, and South America. Those areas are primed for furry con growth.
Now, I want to throw my 2 cents in here because,
Take a dump on me.
anyway, the Brony community had
Oh
an
shit, we heard
exponential
that.
growth in their history right around the time of Las Pegasus Unicon. I know we talked about that a while ago. And after Las Pegasus Unicon just imploded, a lot of smaller conventions and ones that were starting out just kind of stalled. And many of the guests of honor that would go to these smaller conventions just decided, hey, we're not going. We're going to go to the larger, more established conventions, if that. And so 2014 and 2015 were kind of a very cautious era in the Brony community. And I'm wondering, would there be anything that would create that same kind of freeze on furry conventions like it did in the Brony scene?
Yes. If you have one of the larger conventions just up and collapse. So I don't
Name some names.
I don't know what the
I mean, this is hypothetical, so just name some names.
let's say for whatever reason, BLFC collapses. It's no more. I think at that point you'll start to see people reevaluate whether or not it's viable to have all these furry conventions. Or, or you have another situation where you have another Pine Fur Con, which unfortunately folded because their finance guy wasn't doing the numbers correctly, or he actually wasn't doing the numbers at all, and they ran out of money. I think if you were to see a multitude of those smaller conventions just up and close suddenly, that's when you'll start to see people reevaluate. Okay, is this a good idea when a small convention can't even maintain itself? So I haven't seen that. I haven't really seen that besides Pine Fur Con, which I think is an anomaly. I don't think it's the norm. I think it's the result of bad fiscal mismanagement and just people not doing their damn jobs. Other than that, the furry cons are stable.
Now you mentioned that you mentioned further confusion earlier, and I've been looking at their numbers, and they've been posting steady growth. Unless I'm looking at wrong numbers or outdated numbers.
It's a further. It was one. It's one of those California cons that have sort of been seeing a decline in attendance. I'd have to look at the attendance numbers.
Okay.
But I know one con out there. It's sort of a big con, but they're like Califer. That's what it's called. Califer. Okay. Yeah, that one. Oh, wait, now is
Okay.
Califer even going on still?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's on hiatus. Okay, well that explains
Okay.
it. But yeah, Califer. That was what I'm thinking of. They've sort of, and I apologize for that further confusion, but Califer has sort of stagnated when it comes to attendance, and it started to decline. Um, so if say let's say Califer decides to up and call it quits, I don't think people are going to be like, well, Califer died. Maybe we should have less furry cons. No, they're not going to think that. There's no need to, because Califer, like Pine Fur Con, is an anomaly.
Hmm.
It's the results of continued either stagnation or decline. It's not a rapid, instantly, poof, they collapsed. Nobody
Right.
saw it coming. So that's
But
where I'm at.
that's yeah. But that's what I've seen with uh, with furry conventions. If they end, they just suddenly they're expecting another event next year, and then it just turns out that they either run out of funding or they don't have a venue. Something along the lines of, dare I say it, rainforest. They thought that they were going to have another event after 2015, and they got fucking screwed.
Rainforest. Oh boy,
We all
rainforest.
know who to paint the blame on that.
Yeah, people want to drill holes in bathroom stalls and leave their dirty ass diapers on cars and shit. Well, allegedly,
But I
I
mean,
have to say
it's
that.
it's surprising that despite the
Take a look at
rainforest
my girlfriend.
fiasco, which people still reference to this day as kind of the worst, most degenerate part of the furry community, the furry con scene has still been very strong and stable
Yeah,
despite that.
I, hey, look, furries. If there's one thing furries like besides porn, it's conventions. I mean,
Yeah,
these people will spend thousands of dollars to go to a convention. Like they don't even care,
yeah.
right?
But I also feel like the furry con scene for a lot of cons is on very shaky ground.
How so?
We've well, um, let's look at for Apocalypse, for example. They've held it at pretty much the same hotel for the past 3 4 years, and in that time, the hotel has changed names and ownership 3 times. It used to be the Crown Plaza. Then it went to be the Radisson. Now it's called a Red Line Hotel in Cromwell.
Good lord. Well, I,
Yeah.
I think that's more of a brand issue with the hotel
Well, yeah, yeah.
than the convention. They can't really deal
Well,
with that.
they cannot sustain the branding for a hotel, but in that time, the hotel has deteriorated, and people have complained about asthma, strange diseases, mold, and even more the most disgusting thing I've found about this hotel: floor fungus, like mushrooms, literal mushrooms, tiny little mushrooms growing from the carpet.
Well, again,
God
I
damn.
had to see it to believe it because I'm like, are you serious? I looked it up on Wikifur and I'm like, is this serious? And I
That's
looked it up. I
trifling.
looked somebody tweeted pictures of the floor fungus, and I was like, holy shit!
Well, that's how you end up getting foot fungus pretty easily.
You have little mushrooms growing from your feet. Sylox, you want to chime in on this?
that's disgusting.
I wonder if they're like the kind of shrooms that you
I'm not
get
into
high
that.
off of. Like that's
Not-
like
no.
the
You
hotel's
are-
secondary income
That's
is
nasty.
just drugs.
That's really trifling and nasty.
But you're Furry Frequencies resident foot expert.
Yeah, but oh my god, I am not into every single foot. Oh my god, it doesn't work that way. Look, I'll tell you off air. Point is, look, that they can't really the convention can't really do anything about that. They are locked into, and this is what BronyCon's situation was. They are locked into a multi-year lease agreement. They can choose to break that, but they'd have to pay a lot of money, and I don't think they can afford to do that.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And for 2020, I've watched their little promo video, and for 2020, they're definitely making it out to be that they're picking a new venue, and they're going to be releasing it at the convention, or they're going to announce the new venue at the convention, which is good because everybody's been complaining about the venue for a long time. But that's how a lot of furry conventions are. They're so small that they're practically just lobby cons in some hotel, like FAU, probably the most well-known of lobby cons in this area. What?
Oh God. That
Hey,
is
we're
a
giving
joke.
we are giving them free advertising. So,
Yeah, look, that for you is oh my God. We could rant about that for an hour.
but at the
if we
same
wanted
time,
to.
FAU is not even growing.
No,
it grew a little bit last year.
Oh,
I think
bullshit.
the one
I
good
don't
thing
believe
I've
those
had
numbers.
about FAU is that the fact that it's such a small con, I was actually able to hang out with a lot of my friends, and that's really about it.
Yeah, a lot of the people that come to FAU are just locals.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Yeah, it was a great
draw
time for me to
in-
just hang out with my friends. Other than that, it was just meh.
Yeah, they don't do much to draw in people from outside the local area to come to FAU. It's mostly just locals and their friends getting together, hanging out, and having a good time. But that's how a lot of furry cons are. They're more like glorified meetups.
Well, hold up. How can you prove that though? Because most furry conventions aren't like the FAU model.
Well, you went to the Wikifur site, right?
Yeah, but most
And
of
then
them aren't like that though.
Yeah, but you scroll all the way down, and then you've got a bunch of these conventions, these small conventions that are like 500 attendees
Well,
and
hold
less.
up. Let me look because some of those aren't even in existence anymore, but they're still listed on there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know why I don't take them all. But a lot of these
Like, you have-
events are still conventions in the similar sense of what we would think of a convention, but they aren't necessarily lobby cons like FAU is. The thing with FAU is it's God
Well,
again.
some of the okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. For some of these conventions that are like less than 100 people, many of them are actually outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
And I can kind of sympathize where furries is kind of a new and weird thing in other countries, whereas here in the U.S. we're still working to, gain a positive image in the Well, some people are
Yeah.
trying to give furry a more positive image, a more positive vibe that works with normies.
Hold up, I actually
And
have the numbers.
but yeah.
All right, so I do have the
So
numbers
I,
here.
I mean I can't comment on any of the small conventions that are happening overseas. They're gonna just kind of happen to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
But here in the United States, you got several that are really small conventions, and you know
Well, most of the, if you look at this chart, and I'm going to link it to you.
I'm just saying that if something were to happen to the furry community that would let's say some scandal happens at a large convention, it's going to knock a lot of these smaller conventions
Well,
out.
I can think of two. So, God, I can think of two events that could happen. The first one being it's discovered that there is a large, I don't want to say large, but there is someone was either raped, murdered, or or sexually assaulted, and then there's a massive cover up. That's one way. To
Hmm.
the point where the whole perception of conventions is ruined and it has a domino effect. Or you have the extremely unlikely but at the same time possible event of a mass shooting at a furry convention.
Yeah.
And you know what
And
and here's how it would kill smaller conventions. You would have to then hire a lot more security. You'd have to hire
mhm,
a lot more armed police officers, armed security. A lot of these smaller conventions, with a budget that's smaller than, say, Anthrocon, they can't afford that.
yeah.
So they're gonna go by the wayside.
Mhm. But also the venues will be very hesitant after such an event to actually lease space for a furry convention. It's just going to be too much risk that they don't want to take. And also, somebody tried to kill a lot of people at a furry convention. Remember at Midwest Fur Fest, the chlorine gas attack?
Oh yeah, that guy, that douche. Yeah,
Yeah.
they never
Um,
caught him actually.
yeah, who knows who did that and what happened. But that's scary to think about that happened and had a potential to kill a lot of people, and that could have really put a, a deep thaw or a deep freeze on the furry convention scene way back then. It wouldn't be like it is now.
Hmm.
Um, but that's just my 2 cents. I feel like the furry con scene is strong, but I also feel like it may get a little saturated over time if more events pop up because people are going to be tugged between going to this event or going to that event. And
Well, the good news about this is I can show you um hold up, the proposed conventions, the ones that are upcoming.
mhm,
So, according to WikiFur, and I'm going to assume that WikiFur is on the up and up and knows what they're doing, there are 9 proposed or upcoming conventions that are going to be started within the next year or 2 years. Anfro Expo, which is starting next year, Capital City FurCon, which is starting next year,
mhm.
Furvana, Fantastic, Furry EST, Central Canada Fur Camp, Fuzz Fest, Spoke Anfro, and Tails and Tornadoes FurCon. That is,
Tails and Tornadoes is
yeah.
actually starting this year in Tulsa. I
Oh,
just named
really?
it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have nine, well, yeah, 9 that are on the slate that are going to be starting up soon. Um,
But that's my question is
Most of them are in the
how
U.S.
many of these events are will it take before the furry community just starts to cannibalize itself for numbers?
Uh,
Like
I don't
they're
know.
like
poop.
big convention or smaller conventions are pulling away or drawing away from larger conventions. Larger conventions kind of shrink a bit, while small conventions
I
kind
don't.
of rise up and I think there's going to be a dynamic somewhere in that.
I don't think we're at that point. I don't know when that point is. If I did, I'd be a millionaire. Um, I just think that we're in a sweet spot right now, where you have a lot of more furries that are coming into the scene.
Hmm.
You have a lot of more millennials who are becoming more stable with their incomes, so they're having way more disposable income, so they're able to go to conventions, they're able to travel and do all that. So I think you're in a sweet spot. And this is what's so good about the furry fandom, unlike the Brony fandom, which their fatal flaw is they're tied to a TV show. So when that TV show dies or goes away, their numbers go down. With furries, they don't really have that issue. Even though this fandom is full of dog fuckers and racists and pedophiles and just disgusting people in general, numbers still increase every year at conventions. So there's no worry about a decrease. I don't unless, like I said, there are a couple of scenarios where I see a decrease happening, but they're so far fetched. It's like not even worth thinking about it. Like you'd
You
have
don't
to.
think those undesirable people in our fandom is going
No,
to
I
feel a
really
decrease?
don't, because the thing
Okay.
is, they're not. They don't. They're not the whole fandom. They're a
No, no, they're not.
small bunch
They're
of.
absolutely
They're a
not.
small bunch of people, and they're vocal on Twitter mainly. That's it. Um, and I know Twitter likes to magnify whatever the fucking word is. It likes to magnify, certain people, and it makes it seem like, oh my God, there's so many zoophiles and SJWs in the fandom, and it's not as bad as you think, people.
Mhm.
Yes, zoophiles are a problem. Yes, and they should be dealt with, but the whole fandom is not that.
It's like there's
Yeah.
only like a few bad eggs in the fandom, but as
They get
soon as like anything happens, people want to focus on the bad and not the good.
Yeah,
So
But
people tend
those
to focus more on that to make it look like it's a much bigger problem than it actually is.
it is.
those
Yeah,
bad apples, those rotten eggs in the fandom, they are so fucking loud. It is so annoying.
it is. I don't know, and the problem is Twitter does nothing about them. I don't know what it.
It's even more annoying when people try to defend them.
Are we done? Are we done with the?
You're eating your mic, Lifty?
Yeah, I can hear my mic. My mic stays perfectly still on my desk.
It's like
I don't know about.
no wonder you
You
like
can
it like
suck
that.
my dick.
Whoa, hey now, that's gay.
No, you.
No, you. Oh God, no. But no. Sharky's right. It's just a small group of people who make the loudest noise, and you know how people are. We like train wrecks. We like to see the worst in humanity, and we focus on that. We magnify it. We gloss. We look at
But
it. You know.
my issue with these rotten eggs is that they're the people that normal people will gravitate towards. They're the people that that normal people, when they look up furries, they're gonna see first.
I
They're
mean,
going
it's
the
sad, but that's
And
how.
that's because a lot of news outlets and shit like that want to show that shit off. They go to where the views are.
That's how
yeah.
society is. I mean, look at
Like
how
people are always
we've.
wanting to out someone so they feel better about
Yeah,
themselves.
Hmm.
I mean, look at the whole situation with black people. There's the stereotypes. You know, that's part of them are true, and I'm not gonna get into that. But people see us doing bad shit, and they assume, okay, we all must do that. There's an image. There's a stereotypical image of a furry, because again, we like to focus on the negativity of what furries do, and we assume that, oh, all furries must fuck animals, all furries must fuck in their fursuits, which is not true. It's a very small segment of people who fuck in their fursuits.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of it is they're adults. They're gonna do
Hmm.
dirty shit. Every single adult in every kind of community or fandom across everything has people that just want to fuck.
Yeah,
And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that as long as they're keeping it, behind closed doors and not,
in public.
in public. That's not
And if it's
fucking
just a human,
appreciated.
and that human is above the age of 18, ugh.
Yeah, that's like saying like, oh my god, they have sex. Yes, they're adults. Adults have sex.
And by the way, furries need to drop this whole shit about the fandom is not sexual. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's a
Oh, it's
very
all about
sexual
sex.
fandom.
The damn thing
It's a
was all
sexual
about
fandom.
porn. At this point, the most
That's
popular thing I've
because
seen about the fandom is sex and porn.
Yeah, you're kidding yourself if you sit there and think it's not about sex. It's mostly about that at this point.
thank you,
I mean, there's nothing
preach,
wrong with that
preach.
either,
And
though.
you're right. There is nothing wrong with
There
that.
is nothing wrong with
Just
that.
own
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And the reason
Well,
people
they don't
focus
wanna-
in on
they-
it is
they-
because
they
you
don't-
yourself are very timid about talking about it.
No, 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 no. People don't want to own it because then it scares away the normies, and then we're looked at weirdos. We're looked
always
at as
gonna be looked at
disgusting
as weirdos.
degenerates.
We're always gonna be
Everyone
looked at
is
like
looked
that,
at as
though.
a degenerate to someone in the world. You can't.
We're going to be looked at as a basket of deplorables.
Okay, Hillary. I don't think it'll be that bad.
Shut up.
But you know what? But I'm glad you said that because that exposes a lot of hypocrisy here. Furries want to have their cake and eat it too. They want normies to think that we're not all dog fuckers and we're not all obsessed about sex. At the same time, I kid you not, furries will get on Twitter and bitch about normies coming into the fandom.
It's a very hypocritical
Like, you
situation.
can't have it both ways. Either you want normies to come into the fandom, you know,
And look at us as
what we are.
normalized society, which we are.
Yeah. We're just
Because
like,
let's be honest here, we're mainstream now. It's just the way the fucking is. You can't, go back on it. There's too many people in the fandom to be like, oh, we're, unique. Yeah, we have more members in our fandom than there are Jews in the world.
holy shit, really? That's
Yeah.
insane. Damn. Wait, I'm gonna look that up.
So we're mainstream. Just get over it. You want to complain about it? Great. Complain about it. No one's gonna fucking listen to you because you're just gonna sound like a bickering old man. Back in my day when we only had a handful of us,
Wow,
like
there's
that.
15. Oh, wait, 15 million in the world? Hold on.
Like, let's go back to the old ways
Holy
of the fandom
shit.
where everyone was all about community and family and friendship and fucking holding hands and shit.
Oh, God. I mean, we still have that. I mean, that's still there. It's just been replaced by other stuff, unfortunately. That stuff never went away. It's never
It's all
gone
being
away.
destroyed by the social justice warriors.
About that. But and speaking of bad eggs, I just want to mention there is a person on Twitter who decided to give one of the most hottest takes I think I've ever seen. It was so
Oh
bad.
yeah. Didn't you share this shit in the chat?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
that
bad.
shit was funny. Like, he was stating
Let's
his
go ahead,
opinion,
Adam.
which good on
Adam.
you. In America, we have the right to state our opinion. But as soon as someone disagrees with you, you can't just ban them and label them as a bad character.
fascist.
You know?
Like, he was like, oh, you're a fascist Republican alt-right. Motherfucker, the person who replied to you was an SJW liberal. Are you serious? Like,
The
you
most
can't
left
do
you
that.
can fucking get.
So hold on a minute, Sylox. You want to just kind of give everybody that's listening a little primer on what exactly he was trying to
Yeah,
out off on Twitter, and everybody was just like, "No, motherfucker."
Yeah, everyone, left, right, and center were like, yeah, fuck you.
it's like, that's a
I mean,
very-
I said he has the right to say it. I never said I
take.
agreed with him.
Yeah, no, look, you're in America. You have a right to be a dumbass. You know? Doesn't mean people are going to agree with you.
Exactly. You have the right to say your opinion. I have the right to say my opinion, which is completely the opposite of yours.
Yeah, but this guy decided to make this weird conflation that zoophilia is somehow normal, and that it was deemed not normal by white people,
And Christian.
and that it's in Christians, and then he somehow looped in Native Americans in there as
I
well.
have
which,
no idea how he managed to get
Yeah.
such a mishmash of characters, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. It was. I'm not gonna repeat what he said. Just
I
because
don't remember all he said. I just know
it's
the
too much.
important bits because I was just like so dumbfounded that
Yeah.
there's still idiots like him in the world trying to support this horrible action.
Yeah. No, there. And again, this just goes back to my gripe of how Twitter can be so stupid with who they ban. You have literal pedophiles and zoophiles on there talking about this shit, but they don't get banned. Like, come on.
No, it's the people that disagree with him that end up getting banned
Oh,
because
yeah.
they get seen as hate crimes.
Because I tell someone to neck myself, I'm in the wrong. Okay. But he can post his zoophile shit, but I'm in the wrong for telling somebody to go kill themselves. I see how it is. Like,
No, apparently telling someone to kill themselves is a lot worse offense than, spreading the word of, I don't know, fucking dogs.
but what really pisses me off is these people act like they are a protected group. They want to act like they want to compare their movement to the civil rights movement. It's not.
It's
Please
not.
don't
You're
do
just
that.
fucking
Do not
psychopaths and
ever
sociopaths.
What I
ever,
loved out
ever do that. I don't care who you are.
What I loved-
Your struggle is not the same as the shit Martin Luther King, my grandmother, and my mother went through.
Like, that shit
Like,
was...
fuck off.
Yeah,
Seriously.
that shit was a legitimate rights movement.
Yeah.
For the
You
rights
wanting
of
to-
every individual man, woman, and child.
Yes.
in
You
the
wanting to
US then.
fuck animals and be legitimized and normalized? No, that's not. No.
Go off to Afghanistan or Iraq or something. Go fuck a goat.
Like, that shit legit makes me mad. And people on there support that. Not even ironically, like, unironically. They support that shit. It's like,
It's just fucking
come
wrong.
on, y'all.
Now, what I loved
they're
about this
spouting
dude
freedom,
is that he somehow called everybody who disagreed with him a racist transphobe or a colonist. And I'm just reading. I'm just reading it, and I'm just thinking, this is like calling a Rubik's cube an apple.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my
How
god.
dumb is this bullshit? This is
Buzzwords,
furry,
man.
This is furry discourse in the year 2019, and oh my god, it's probably going to get worse, isn't it?
What's stupid is that these people use these, air quotes, buzzwords to the point where people don't even know the actual meaning of these fucking words anymore.
No, they don't.
No, these people have cheapened.
Like they
they've
probably
cheap-
don't know what a racist is.
No, and they've cheapened that word.
Yeah.
Wait, that word has been cheapened
Okay,
way
everyone, time
too
for
much.
a little learning lesson for you. The definition of racism is the discrimination of a particular group based on color of skin, which means every single color, not certain colors, every single color, which means if you discriminate a particular group because of their skin, that's racism.
So white people.
Yes, because you
So
can't be racist
so if
against
white people, so here's the bizarre thing. So if white people discriminate against other white people because they're white,
Yeah, they do that now.
and then people want to say, oh no, that's not racism. That's privilege. I'm checking their privilege.
That's
Well, no, they
still
do-
racism.
Well, no, they
What?
they do that now. Look at the Jews. Jews are white. Look, I don't care what people say. Jews are white. They're not a race. They're a religion. Most Jews in the world are white. You have white people who hate other white people based on the fact they're Jewish.
Shit,
And
I
it's- and
hate
it's
other
deemed-
white people to
And
tell you
it's
the
deemed
truth.
as
People annoy
racism.
me.
So it's like, yes, white. Look,
I hate people equally, though.
like anybody can be a racist. Like, yes, I know several black racists. It's unfortunate that they think like that.
I know racists of every
Yeah.
fucking kind at this point.
And it's unfortunate that we live in a time where, hey, it's in vogue to be open about your hatred of other people. I'm not gonna get into that rabbit hole of why that is, but
Because you have the right to spout your own opinion.
you
But as
do.
soon as someone opposes it, you want to act like a little child and get all butthurt.
You do, but not everything is racist, and stuff that is racist needs to be called out, and it shouldn't be tolerated.
True racism. Not the shit because
Yeah.
someone was white and said hello to you and you're, he's like, oh, he's white, he's being racist to me. No. True
Right.
racism, as in legitimate discrimination.
No, it's amazing to me
Or
how many
using
people.
fucking racist slurs, like some people, like telling people to go back to where the fuck they came from, like
You
shit
don't even.
like that. That's not that shouldn't be tolerated.
I am a natural born American. I was born on U.S. soil, which means this is where I'm from.
Yes, and I'll be damned if I'm going back to Africa. Fuck all that. So I
You're
ain't
a
going
U.S.
anywhere.
born citizen. If they
Yes.
tell you to go back where you come from, it's like, guess what? I'm already fucking there.
Yeah, I ain't going back anywhere. I love
I can't-
America.
yeah, it's
I
like
ain't leaving that shit.
No, I can't go back anywhere because I'm back where I'm at as is.
Yeah. Look, okay, as much shit as I give the quote unquote the squad, as much shit as I give them, those people are all naturalized American citizens. You telling them to go back to where they came from means they should stay in this country.
Yeah.
Like, come on, people. Like, that's stupid. They're all Americans.
It just
like,
makes no point at all.
like,
like,
come on, guys.
You're just like spouting verbal diarrhea at that point.
yes, like telling white people to go back to Europe. I mean, like,
Like we're.
come on, guys. That's
Yeah, I've never been to Europe.
stupid.
I've been to Europe. I don't like that place much. I mean, it's great to visit, but I would not want to live there.
Well, you know, England. I would live in England. It's,
No, with the laws and shit they got over there, I don't want to have to get a permit to have a butter knife.
Someone sent me a message. Hey. I mean, come on. Don't you want to see the Queen and before she dies or whenever that's gonna be? I don't think she's
Dude.
gonna die.
Are
I
you
wanna shag
aware
the
of
Queen.
the economic downfall it's gonna have when she dies?
I want to shag the Queen.
Let's be
No,
honest
you
here,
don't.
because
Yeah, I do.
because
For
they're
the
a
story,
monarchy,
man. For
whenever
the story.
a royal dies, the amount of money that goes into funeral is ridiculous. That's
I
like
bet she
almost their
smokes
whole
weed.
budget with inflation
Oh, that'd be
rates.
sweet.
I think she does smoke weed. I'm pretty sure she does.
And
See, this is
then,
why I would love to shag
literally,
the Queen.
I shit you not.
But no, Sharky's
There
right.
is a mandatory 10-day mourning period, which means
Yeah.
no one's allowed to work, including essential government.
Yeah, I've seen a video on that about what happens when she finally kicks the bucket.
Yeah, it's gonna go down the shitter.
And it doesn't help with Brexit happening right now, and they're fucking that up as usual. So, yeah, that country is kind of made their bed. Now they got to sleep in it. Yeah. She's not gonna die though. She's immortal.
Yeah, she's
unfortunately.
fucking immortal like Betty White.
She's gonna look. She's.
I
Gonna,
would love to also shag Betty
She is
White.
going to outlive her fucking son. That's how crazy this is. It's
Yeah.
like, god damn. Like, I want what she's doing.
The royal
Jeez.
blood carries on through her.
That's crazy. But no, it's a nice place to visit.
But
I
I don't
live
want to
there,
have to get a permit
I
just to
don't know.
breathe.
I don't want to get a TV license. Fuck that thing.
A
Yeah.
knife license. They gotta do that.
No. You the most like the highest license you're probably ever gonna get unless you're rich is for a butter knife.
A butter knife. Oh my
I've
god.
really watched been on seen posts of people are like, we got these dangerous weapons on the street. There was a screwdriver, some butter knives, a fucking
And a bike wheel.
spork.
A spork
And
Yeah,
the
a
bike
plastic
wheel.
and a
spork.
bike wheel.
Yeah.
Remember the bike wheel?
That shit was ridiculous. The
Thanks
amount
for
of
keeping
officers
up.
that have left those departments because they're like, yeah, fuck this. This makes no sense. Is ridiculous. Like they're desperate for officers.
Thanks for keeping our streets safe, officer. My mother died from a bike wheel once. Thank you for
What
your words.
Is this?
And we're
accent?
sorry about... What? Shut up. I'm just talking here.
Yeah, let him talk. Guy. Why are you
Do
trying
I need
to
to,
keep him
do I need to
quiet?
get drunk just so I can talk over you people?
You people. What's that
No.
supposed to mean?
I still can't get
Talking
over
about you
when
and
you're-
Sharky.
Oh, I knew
I
that.
still can't get over when you're drunk. It sounded like you just face planted the desk.
This man, went on a tear about Herndon. I will never forget that. That was the
Herndon?
best.
Why
That
do
was
people?
awesome.
Why do people keep bringing up Herndon? Herndon doesn't exist.
Because that shit was
Okay,
funny.
bro.
Herndon
Lifty
is
ignores
not,
maps. News at 11. It does
Herndon is
exist.
not legitimate.
It has its own fucking mayor. Clearly, it exists. But
There's
No,
no
no,
I'm gonna
no,
let
such
you
thing
do
as the
you.
Queen of
I don't
England.
care.
It's
I
all
don't
a
care.
lie.
It does not
It's
exist.
all-
It is not
That's
legitimate.
like saying North Dakota doesn't exist, which it
It's all,
doesn't.
it doesn't. It's a conspiracy. The government made it up.
No,
That's
it's like
where the
saying
nukes
Belgium
are.
is a country, which is not true.
It technically is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Belgium is not a country.
Um,
You
10
can
million
debate-
people would disagree, but do you, my man?
I'm
I'm gonna let
sorry,
you
but
do
no.
you.
No, I'm sorry.
That's a hot take I'm not willing to deal with tonight. Good lord, Belgium ain't in the country. Oh, God.
Belgium is not a country.
They have stroopwafel there.
No,
Oh,
that's a
fuck
Dutch
that.
thing.
The same, dude. They're all the same over there. I can't keep track. I can't keep track. They
Like
have,
remember when
they have commie
remember when
healthcare.
Sabina was a thing?
Sabrina?
Sabina,
What is that?
the Belgian national airline. That was the last time that Belgium had their own sovereignty. When Sabina collapsed back in 2001,
You remember
Belgium failed to be recognized as a country. Belgium failed to be a country. It's now a virtual country. It's a digital
that?
country.
A digital country.
You can download a Belgium now. Can you imagine that?
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I can go online
This is
and actually
amazing.
be like, knighted
You're gonna
and become
piss off
Sir
the
Sharky.
Belgians. You're gonna piss off Belgian people. I wouldn't piss off the Belgians.
Why? What were they gonna do? Just send me a waffle? in the
I
mail?
don't know. They have an army, I think. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
No,
I've
it's
never
not a
been to
country.
Belgium. I don't know.
Belgium is not a country.
What they do in Belgium land. I don't know what they do over there.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not a country.
It's a. That's like saying Vatican City is not a country. When it's,
Vatican City is a country.
Yes.
Well, it
okay.
won't be pretty soon. The shit's going underwater.
That's Venice.
Or
Yeah,
Venice,
you're
yeah.
you're convinced.
What the fuck?
You're confusing Venice with the
Vatican-
Vatican.
Yeah, just like how New York
I
is on
wish
top
it-
of a mountain. Yeah.
I wish they both went underwater. Oop, I can't say that. Oops. Sorry, Catholics. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm offended.
You better be offended, bitch. Yeah.
So at the
Excuse
rate
me.
of how
I love Pope Francis for it.
at the rate of how water's rising from global warming, everything's gonna be on water anyway. so.
It's getting there. Yeah. Yeah, not to be preachy, but yeah, we kind of need to fix
We're
that
fucked.
shit. And you kind of need to at least do something to fix that shit, because I ain't swimming in the fucking water with sharks. No offense.
You don't want to swim with me?
I didn't say you. I said sharks. Sharks scare me.
Don't worry, we're only gonna take advantage of your exposure.
I have seen Jaws. I know what y'all do in the water. Okay.
One rogue shark, and we're judged by
Deep
every
blue
other
sea
as every
ate
shark.
me. Fucking shark ate
Jaws was a rogue shark. Let's be
me.
honest
A
here.
rogue shark.
No, legitimately, in real life, those sharks exist. And they're known as rogue sharks. They have they have a mental illness, and they become with antisocial, personality disorders. But shark version, they just fucking eat everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, most sharks are generally pretty fucking peaceful. The only reason they fucking attack is mostly mistaken identity, or you're in their territory, deep in their territory.
No, I believe it. I don't think we have sharks in the Chesapeake Bay.
Yes, we do.
We do? Good lord, man. Is it the lower part of the bay? Please tell me
No,
it
they're
is.
all over the place.
Are you
You got
serious?
sand sharks, bull sharks, hammerheads,
Oh my
whites. You
God.
got fucking everything in there,
all
man.
over the bay?
Yeah,
Good
it's brackish
lord.
and saltwater, dude. What do you
Ah.
expect? And the bay is pretty fucking deep.
This is a beautiful moment. We have our resident foot correspondent being educated by our resident shark correspondent.
Our resident foot
Just
correspondent. What is this?
I'm teaching you of sharks, man. We got sharks everywhere. Like, I want to get a high migratory species tag and legally fish for a shark. Not fin them, but legally land a shark and use all their body parts for, like, food and shit like that. An actual sustainable way of, fishing.
Yeah. That'd be nice. God, I'm hungry now.
That picture of
Mine
those
too.
thick-ass pancakes you just shared made me
I-
want them.
That's in Japan?
No, what I want to do is
Oh,
pick one up
we
and
should
throw it like
do
a
that.
frisbee and see what happens.
I would catch it with my mouth. Like a
Catch
doggo.
this dick with your mouth. Oh.
He probably wants to.
Excuse me?
I know what he's done with people. He thinks I don't know.
You don't know.
Boy, I know lots of stuff. I have a college degree. That means I know things. That's what my professor told me. In your face.
Anyway, this has been a great episode of Furry Frequencies. I think we've run out of time.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pain to edit.
Beautiful. That's your
Oh,
job.
fuck you. You ass.
Anyway,
Jesus.
thank you, listeners, for joining us for this wonderful episode of Furry Frequencies. And if you like what you hear, feel free to follow us on Twitter at Furry Frequencies. And also, you're probably hearing us on YouTube, so make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can get our newest episodes first before anyone else. And also hit that bell for notifications for whenever we post shenanigans and stuff. We're going to be posting our coverage from BronyCon 2019 soon, so you won't want to miss that. It's very exclusive coverage.
I took a shit later tonight. Oh, damn. She was like that there, too. But I'm like, no, dude, because I didn't do my fucking part. Like,
What are
bitch,
you whispering about over
did your
there?
fucking part. Oh, shit. Sorry. I thought I muted this shit. Sorry.
Yeah, you're still on.
No,
You're still on the air,
I'm hearing
Sylox.
you like,
I was sending a message to my coworker about some other coworker.
oh, okay. Like, I heard
I
whispering.
thought-
I'm like, are you trying to summon like the devil at my house or something?
No, I
What
thought
did
I hit
do
mute.
to piss you off?
No, I thought I hit mute.
Is
I'm
this
sorry.
the ASMR episode where we talk like this?
All I'm gonna say is
are
Loretta's
we
a
waiting?
bitch, and she can fuck off. That's all I'm gonna
Are
say.
we waiting for the vape episode?
The vape episode with Causey.
No, we're not doing
Oh my god, be nice.
Call some other vapist.
I don't know who vapes. I don't keep track of that shit.
99% of furries vape.
That's
it's
a
not that
misleading
hard.
statistic.
You know why I vape? It's because cigarettes smell
And they kill.
stains everything.
There you go. We have our special guest for the vape episode.
The main character is our special guest.
All we have to do is just talk like this.
Are you serious?
Just imagine the vape.
The main character is
Speak
the
up,
guest.
Lefty. The world can't hear you.
What kind
Be
of
right back. Gonna vape. Okay.
bareback?
I said be right back. I'm gonna vape.
Oh, you
Dude,
said
just vape in your
bareback.
room. That
Yeah,
shit
don't-
doesn't stain
Do you
like or
vape,
smell,
Lefty?
and it makes everything smell good.
Lifty vapes. This is surprising.
Okay, I'm done vaping.
It destroys the fucking vape. I'm
Oh.
done with
Anyway.
this. Smash.
Live podcasting. Talk about that.
I buy a vape every 3 months. I buy a new vape every 3
Stop.
months.
You do not vape.
I take a little puff of a vape and then I throw it away.
You do not
Why?
vape. There's no way.
If you honestly do that, that is the most cost inefficient thing ever and fucks the environment unless you recycle everything.
No, I don't. I don't recycle that.
You're terrible.
No, I don't vape. I'm sorry. But we do.
If you've ever vaped, I'm gonna laugh. That's hilarious.
No. I mean, I
Sylox,
think
I
it'd be
vape.
cool to talk
Are you gonna
about
fucking
vaping
laugh at me, bitch?
in the furry
No, 'cause
community
you're
because
cool.
there are a lot
Lifty's
of vape.
not cool, so he can't pull that off. You can. Though.
Excuse me, I am cool. You saw me in the BronyCon episode.
Damn, he's just laughing at you when he said you were cool.
Oh my god, this is killing me on the inside. You are not cool.
Oh my
Lifty,
god!
you're gonna have
Sylox,
to fight
you went
him
up
now.
an octave. Like
fight
what
for
the
honor.
hell? Did you actually like punch yourself in the balls just to
No.
make your voice
I
get up that high?
No, I can talk like this if I want to. I could be an anime girl. I just choose not to.
I can talk like
Make
that.
that voice around
Don't
me
ever do that
and I
again.
will literally fuck you.
Ew, man. No.
Sylox, don't do that again. Just don't do that again.
Consent. to
You
play
won't
Yu-Gi-Oh.
consent?
What?
Noise is my consent.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Oh.
this is Furry Frequencies
Lord.
signing off. This is Lifty.
Sharky. I was like mid laugh trying to say that shit.
I'm Sharky. And I'm
I'm
Sylox.
Sharky, guys. I'm here to fuck shit.
And
Hey,
that
thank you.
and that
we
loser's
thank you
Lifty. Bye.
I already said my line.
Oh, you
okay.
did? Okay. I can't keep track.
Anyway,
Schedule.
thank you all for joining us very much.
Yeah.
Good fucking bye.
Oh, by the way, guys, please, please, please
I said goodbye.
go to Applebee's. They need the money.
I
Shut
said
up!
goodbye.
They have a deal at
God damn it!
Applebee's.
Shut up about fucking
Bye.
Applebee's all of a sudden.
I'm plugging them for money.
Good night, Orlando, Florida.
Of all the places to choose. Good night, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Good
I
night,
was
Prince
doing a
George's
shout out
County,
to
Maryland.
Megaplex, you dit.
You- I was shouting out to Florida because they need it. They need it.
Good night, Laurel, Maryland. My fellows.
Good night, Mississippi. I don't know why I'm talking to Mississippi. That's
Good night, Minneapolis.
Good night, California, as you literally sink underwater from global warming.
Good night, Venice and Vatican.
Good night, Pope.
We know there's a difference between your two.
Good night.
It's just Sharky's a little slow to get it.
Good night, Pope Francis. Please forgive me for my sins.
Don't forgive him for his sins. He's terrible.
Real talk. I bet the Pope smokes weed too. I know he does. He looks like he smokes weed.
The Pope is like the chillest Pope ever.
That nigga is too. Oh, god damn it. That person is too chill to not hit a blunt. Same with the Queen. Anyway, before I say some more N words, I'm gonna sign off now.
I want to shag the Queen.